Well, that's awesome. I'm gonna do that to my house. Hey, honey, come check this out. I want to do this to our house. So what do you think? Can I do this to our house? It'd be pretty awesome, huh? Yeah? Oh, okay. Yeah, great. All right, thank you. Not sure if you guys heard what she said, but basically she said, sure, bae, have fun with that.
All right, let's see. I'm going to need 5,000 of these, a few thousand of those, and we'll make sure they're all in the cart. Let's double check the cart. I'll need some electrical boxes. Let's grab some wiring and supplies, and let's double check my cart. I like these. Let's add those to the cart. Oh, wow. And the singing faces, they look really cool. Let's get all this in the cart. And let's double check that cart before we check out. Alright, I got a plan and how much everything costs. Let's print this thing out and bring it over to the Queen of Finances. Alright, here it is. All the stuff I need to start a light show. Here you go, honey. Check it out. Yeah?
Okay. That didn't go as planned. If you didn't catch what she said, it was basically, are you bleeping crazy? You want to bleeping spend that much bleeping money on bleeping Christmas lights? And then she handed me this list and said, get this done first and we'll talk about it. I'm Robert Donlin, and this is Lights by the Sea. We've done the research, we've done the safety training, now we're ready to go buy some lights. Oh, hold up, partner. Before we do that, we need to do some planning. In this week's episode, I'll take you through my process and show you how I planned out my show. With a solid plan, you'll be able to set out some goals in a budget that you can afford. You probably have a good idea where you want to start, so why not get those ideas on paper? It can be as simple as drawing it out on a napkin. All my great ideas always start on a napkin. Even better than the napkin would be to use a software application designed specifically for lights. That software application is Xlights. So let's go get Xlights and get our outline drawn up. Oh, and before I forget, go out and get a picture of your house from the road. We'll need it to help us build the outline. Enter the xlights.org URL into your favorite browser. This will land us on the homepage for Xlights. You'll remember this page from our discussion about resources in a previous video. I'll be sure to link that video in the upper right if you missed it. Select the download page button, and that will take you to the download page. Choose the correct version for your operating system and download the file. It works for Windows, Mac, which is OX X, and Linux. Once the download completes, simply double-click on the download to install Xlights. Open Xlights once it's installed. The program will ask you to pick a show directory. This is an important step, since it will be the location of your show, as well as any information needed to program your show later. My suggestion would be to call the directory My Light Shows. Once that is complete, you will land on the Setup tab of Xlights. We'll dedicate a whole episode later to Xlights. For now, we'll use Xlights just to help us lay out our plan for the show. Select the Layout tab in Xlights. The Layout tab is where you will actually put the model for your lights. That makes it perfect to start planning what props or lights we'll have in our show. Now select the Background Image button on the left there, and browse to where you have that picture of your house from the road. Next, select the Brightness option, and type in 25. We are turning picture brightness down to 25%. Just to the point where we can kind of see our house and the yard outlined. Okay, now we are ready to draw in some lights. In the prop toolbar, select the polyline. We'll use this tool to draw some strings of lights for the house outline. Let's get some lights on the roof outlines. We'll start with this left gable, move over and down, and then across. And then we'll go to the top gable and do the same. Go up, over, and across. Now let's come back around along the front fascia and complete the whole roof outline. Next, let's work on the window outlines. You can draw a window by stopping and left-clicking at each corner. When done with a window, press the Escape key. We'll repeat this for each of the windows. I'll speed up the video as we go through all the windows. Finally, let's keep this simple and add a few arches. In the upper left, select the Arch tool. Then pick a spot on the screen and begin creating an arch. A red line indicates it is horizontally justified. Once you have a single arch completed, we can just copy and paste 3 additional arches. Select the arch you just created and press the Ctrl and C button. Then click anywhere on the screen and press the Ctrl and V button. This will create a duplicate arch. Repeat this 2 more times to create all 4 of our arches. I'll speed up the video as I create all of these arches.
Great, now we have a basic layout. Click on that Save button to save the layout. It's on the bottom left, highlighted in red.
Once you have the basic layout, next we're going to have to go outside and get some measurements so you can actually accurately plan how many lights and how much power you'll need for those lights. Let's grab our measuring tape and a ladder and head out to the house and measure our roof lines and windows.
Since we'll mount our lights around the windows, I like to measure around the outside of the window, approximately in the place I'll mount the lights. I will also measure the columns, since I may install lights here as well. The measurement doesn't have to be exact. Feel free to round up an inch or so. For the roof, be sure to measure each of the roof lines that you're adding to your plan. In a future episode, we'll review how we actually mount these lights. Roofs are usually symmetrical, so you should be able to measure to a single roof line and be fairly certain a similar line is the same length. I'm also going to put a string of lights at the front of this island, so I'll go to a convenient whole foot number, then reset the tape and measure the remaining length to get the total length.
Now that we have a pretty good idea of the outline of our house, and we have some measurements, we enter all that information into a spreadsheet that will help us calculate the number of lights that we need to buy for our show, as well as tell us how much power we'll need for the lights. I found a nice planning spreadsheet on the Holiday Coro website, which I'll be sure to link in the description below.
When you first download this file, it has a single tab for the house outline. I like to copy that tab for each area of the light show that I have planned. In our case, we'll have the house outline, the windows, and our arches. Starting with the house outline, enter each of the measurements you took. I like to name each line that was measured. Once you get all the measurements entered, we now need to select the type of light we want to use. Since this spreadsheet came from Holiday Coro, it only contains their products. We can add more later. For now, let's just start with the strawberry bulb with 8-inch spacing as an example. This will allow us to see some of the information that the spreadsheet calculates for us. After selecting the bulb, you can now see how many lights, RGBs per section, and the power needed, watts per section, and the price. For our roof line with these selections, we'll need 384 lights and 254 watts of power, and our cost to buy these lights will be about $260. I'll speed up this video and do the same for the windows. For the arches, I know that you buy the pixel strips in 5-meter sections, so I'll just put 16.5 feet for each arch. An option that I've added to the spreadsheet is the hardware section. For example, we will need to build these arches, so a list of materials is added. In addition, we will have to build a controller to provide data and power to the lights. I have added these items as well. I'll also include a link to the description below to my updated version of the Holiday Coro calculator.
This episode helped you with a starting point for planning your show. It's an important step to understand what your goals are for your show. Revisit this plan each year as you upgrade your show and plan out your time and your budget. I'd like to know if you have any suggestions for planning your show each year. Please leave a comment below and tell me if you have any planning tools or tips and tricks to get started. If you like this video, please like it, and even better, share it to Facebook or any other social media outlet that you frequent. Also, please hit that subscribe button to bookmark this channel and receive notifications of future episodes. And I'm Robert Donlin, and this is Lights by the Sea. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is today. So let's get started.